Okay, so right, this is a little bit awkward. So what happened is that the audio of this particular video, I was planning to release it immediately, but let's just say that the audio didn't turn out nicely at all. So that was unfortunate because I'm mainly an Android user, but I'm currently using an iPad. Oh, and look, that's the defense result. Perfect defense result. And I'm really proud of it. I was planning to do a video about it, but what happened is that I was thinking of it having the highest quality, and I thought iPhone have, or iPad rather, have a better quality of the recording. But unfortunately, it didn't like record very well. The audio was all messed up and I couldn't do anything about it. So yeah, unfortunately there won't be any music because I'm just trying to get this video done on time and just want to get it released as soon as possible. But yeah, so this is meant to be like my showcase of my defense team. So some people from Indulger should have saw this layout before, but I will just explain like the main ideas behind this particular team composition. So the main team, the main idea about this team composition is to have a very tanky frontliner, which is a cavalry, compared to like normal frontliners like Salov and Brave Ike in the recent updates. And it's a mixed infantry pulse team, whereby we have armed with instant charge blazing light, along with two other strong nukes, which is okay. Actually, Kronya isn't that strong compared to other nukes, but I make do with that because she's +9 due to my Aether offense teams. So yeah, I also have a Brave Selector that's +10 because she's my passion project due to her unique kit. So yeah, the reason why I picked Titania over other frontliners is because of her very high resistance in relative to other frontliners. As you can see, even though my mage Erika is fully charged with her Blade Tome, she's unable to knock out Titania because let's just say there's a lot of drives that are going on behind the scene. We have Spur defense rest on Kronya, we have with drive rest and Azura with drive speed. In, in future, I'm looking to like upgrade the A skills, which is to ideally I will get a copy of Mercedes with the ARD skill, and using the ARD skill, what happens is that I will increase the speed even further so that she will be able to take even more hits from Blade Tomes. One main issue is that I probably might have sacrificed some of my matchups against melee physical units, and that could be a problem, but you know, give and take. But as you can see, my front lines are very difficult to take down, even despite the range portion of the traps being totally not much covered at all. Well, there's one below Celica because what happens is that if someone attacks from that spot, Konya couldn't reach that easily, which is a problem. So yeah, as you can see, the infantry pulse is fully charged right now, and both Celica and Konya are both on one charge, whereas is on full charge, which means that if anyone tries to bait Titania from max range without any form of counterplay whatsoever, what happens is that will just pretty much decimate anyone, and this is just like a demonstration of why Titania is a good choice as a frontliner. This could be replicated using other units as well. I talked with the people on the Game Press server, and it seems that Death Knight has a very good stat line and weapon to be at Titania's spot with Panic Smoke, and also the up and coming Grand Hero Battle Conrad. I think that's how his name is pronounced. I think he is also a very good candidate for this as well. with the similar build as Titania, but Panic Smoke will be pretty much mandatory, which is a relatively expensive skill to get. So it's understandable if people don't really have it, but if you don't have it, then probably Titania remains the only budget option available. Not a bad thing, because Titania herself is quite competent. Last time I used a 4 plastic Gunther. Yes, Gunther or Gunter, however it's pronounced. I'll pronounce Gunther because that's how I usually pronounce it. I used a 4 plastic Gunther for a long time in my Aether defense team, and before I decided to say, hey, I think it's worth it to build a all-out frontliner cavalry. And yeah, so what happens that when I use a frontline cavalry like this, it controls the space, meaning it's very difficult to reach Titania without any form of external intervention. Usually with frontliners like Salif and Brave Ike, they have the natural tankiness and protection mechanism to protect them from all the other stuff. Whereas for units like Titania, they usually don't, so you cover using movement. And if I use movement, they are either forced to use a cavalry units, which is most of the time not very strong to begin with, or they are mainly using a smite or a dance, which is both of them aren't the most ideal scenario, as they want all their skills to be available in general. And the main use of Blazing Light on arm is to shred Brave Ikes, which will be very common in the later part of the video, whereby I show all the defensive replays that I felt were interesting enough. And I think I rambled quite a bit regarding the team setup and all. Like, why is it not ending so good? My goodness, this recording is done at like what, 6:30 a.m. in the morning, so I probably don't have a script at all, but you have to deal with my constant rambling, I guess. So what else am I supposed to say about the team? Yes, probably Silica or Brave Celica. So Brave Celica is a 1-turn charge. She has 8 Dragon Flowers. Oh, and yeah, having 1 charge is deliberate because Double Lion will instantly activate Luna. One bad thing is that against Brave Ike, that isn't very ideal, because the second hit is 80% reduced. I'm not sure what am I supposed to do there. Maybe drop a Slaying Edge instead. But I'm fairly satisfied with how the performance in the defense team, I think. So, but later you'll see something that is quite nice. And Celica herself has a rally attack, which is deliberate. It's a deliberate action that if people tries to do something to counteract against Alm, there's some sort of defensive mechanism to deal with. Alright, so finally my 6:40 a.m. self decided to, okay, let's exit the app out, but just show the trap layout a little bit more, protecting the guild force, yada yada. Oh my god, my past self is still really very happy that my defense team is doing very well. Oh, so I hovered the Bright Shrine for some reason. Yes, the Bright Shrine. So since my team is relatively squishy, I thought the Bright Shrine would be more suitable for the team, because it allows them to be more durable, since you really don't have much problem killing stuff with in general. Alright, so we got on with the replays, and we start off with the first one, which is, I think, if I remember, it's a Brave Ike. Yes, is it a Brave Ike? It is a Brave Ike. So this Brave Ike is fully maxed out, except the skill choice is quite awkward. And here I am explaining the catapult positioning. Usually people put catapult at the 3rd lane, but if it's the 4th lane, my team is sort of compromised, but not much I could do there. So I have been struggling with this for quite a while, because for the past few seasons also most of the time I lose because the bolt tower is in lane 4. But fortunately, most of the time this bolt tower placement didn't really affect as much, which is very fortunate, and I'm quite happy about it. So this particular Brave Ike runs Vantage, which I would say I don't really like it. because Ike don't really have the he have the attack if you support him well, but I don't think that's his best build. His best build is probably just using Now's counter disrupt, and yeah. So this is a very typical like Ike play, except there's no Brave Lucina, and this Ike is fully maxed out, plus 10 mergers and all those kind of stuff. So this particular player tries to go for all the Aether parts first, and yeah, rallies, Legendary Azura Dance, uses AoE, pretty much disable all the skills, get vantage on, but it does like absolutely nothing because has low attack defense, which is, I would say, very helpful against vantage teams. And gets dance, shoot again, and yeah, it's done, pretty much done. So this recording is also actually done at a quite weird timing. I'm actually recording this at about 1 a.m. in the night because let's just say that my place is quite loud at times, and only at this timing I could get a decent enough recording for my voice. Alright, second recording. This one is a rather another form of very common strategy that I frequently see. It's the man in flame himself, Surtur. So this Surtur, let's just say that he's really stacked. And there's also a Winter Cecilia, and if I recall, they also have Pulse Smoke, and this other side is plus 10 as well. If I remember, this guy, his investment is really real actually. His main lead is actually a plus 6 legendary arm, which I wouldn't want to face if I had the choice to begin with. Alright, so Surtur. The main thing about Surtur is that you look at the exclamation point over there. That's Brave Celica, and of course Brave Celica totally craps on Surtur pretty much. But the thing is that in general, Celica is like a second, how do you say, catch-all in case doesn't kill. But most of the time, being he's able to take most units out. So for this case, Surtur have Special Fighter and Crit Riposte. Both skill doesn't work because AoE damage will pretty much take any unit out of the HP threshold. And you know, when it's outside the HP threshold, yeah, pretty much it's done. And what happened after this is Titania Run Swap, Azura Dance, and shoot again. And yeah, that's the reason why I run swap. I did consider running reposition, but the reach just isn't as good, and I'm not sure how things will interact along with a bunch of rallies. I run Azura with attack speed, attack opening, because I don't want the rallies to be wasted. So yeah, then we are now at our last recording, I believe. Yeah, this should be the last recording. And this last recording is precisely the reason why I run Celica with a second rally attack instead of having no assist skill at all, or maybe a movement assist instead of a rally assist. But this is the reason why I run another rally, and it's the same as that rally's up. So yeah, I would try to put some background music to, you know, make my voice over sounds a bit, you know, less jarring, or you know, having no background music at all is pretty sad, I would say. It's supposed to be the game audio, but you know, the game audio screwed up, and I have to just make do with certain circumstances, unfortunately. This is why I use Android, my friends. I looked it up on YouTube and it didn't turn out nicely at all. Okay, so let's see what happened. So Hector at that spot, what this means is that when actually does the rally trap at Legendary Azura have extra movement, he actually reaches Hector, and because of Hector's highest HP, what happens is that being stupid at all, will go for Hector, and that's not what we want actually. It's actually not good. That's not good at all. because Ike is the main threat and you are just taking out like a threat that's probably not exactly a threat, because you know this is bad. So now I have no specials on. What do I do? Oh no. But in the end we have this very relatively nice chain going on. Titania being Titania, hard to take down, took 30 damage, however launch activates, and because of the rally and Kronia's in range, what happened is that Celica, what I say is Celica, hello, could you please do what I want to do already? Yes, there we go. Celica will rally and Azora will go down and dance. So essentially what happens is that actually there's an indirect overlap with Kronia and Celica using this mechanic, and it's actually very helpful because Kronia by herself don't really have much firepower, but Celica on the other hand has much more firepower. So, and this is what I meant by having the charge getting absorbed, but it's not exactly a problem because Celica hits so hard, she deals 48 damage and yeah, he's dead. So yeah, we are pretty much done with the recording by this point, and if there's any interest with how I do offense, I guess I could do a video as well. But I will try not to mess up the audio this time because you know it's sad to record at 6:40 AM only to realize that audio is totally screwed up. But oh well, nothing I could do about that. Okay, so I try my best, and let's just say Murphy's Law say when shit can mess up, it could get messed up, man, sometimes. So just to share, Hector is pretty much, I would say he could break this team pretty hard because he could disable arm special quite easily due to the positioning of the normal Azura with Agasa. Brother Fiom is also a potential issue with my team, and depending on how the person plays it out, it could be really bad. But otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with how my team actually looked out. So, and I'm just happy that I finally did it. I finally got a perfect defense. I've been trying to go for it for like the past 2 months, and I finally got it. And that's one thing off my bucket list, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry for maybe I'm a little bit rambly a little bit. Yeah, I'll probably have to work on it. But I really like defense a lot, and this is probably my pride and joy. And this bunch of successes it comes down to a little bit of luck, I would say. But overall, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied. So thank you for watching, and if there's demands for such a video in the future, I might do it again. So yeah, thanks guys, and we are pretty much done.